Hi, it's Ashley Swanson with Music and Movement with Miss Ashley. I am going to teach you a lap bounce today that comes from the infant and toddler first steps in music curriculum. This is called leg over leg. So if you have a child, my bear is going to be my child today, that's on the younger side and cannot sit up like my bear is showing you right now and support their head and neck independently, then you're going to want to make sure you are really supporting your child's head and neck. So you can, instead of doing what you think of a traditional lap bounce, you can bounce them this way. So you will hold their head and neck with your hands. Make sure it's always supported. Don't ever leave their head and neck unsupported. Always support their head and neck. And then you can gently lay them on your knees, just like this. And for the bouncing, your legs and knees are just gonna go gently up and down so they are feeling the steady beat. That way. You can also do that seated in a chair, okay? And they would still be in your lap just like this with your feet touching the floor. And then you would just gently push those legs out and in so they're feeling the beat. Now, if you have an older child, they can sit in your lap like you would think of a traditional lap bounce. They can face out if you're at home with some family and you want them to see who's seated in the circle with you. If it's just you and your child, you can face them in. This is a great moment for bonding, okay? And they can sit in so they can see you and see your facial expressions and see you say the words as they're bouncing to the beat. I'm gonna face my bear out. It's just a little easier since my bear doesn't actually have head and neck control to have him facing out to show you today our song. All right, another thing you can do, you can have your legs crossed like mine are crossed, or if it's more comfortable, it works better for your child depending upon how tall they are, you can have your legs out like this. You want to try to have their feet touching the ground if they're tall enough. So if like this brings them too far off the ground and their feet aren't able to touch, then maybe having your legs outstretched like this would work better. Okay, I'm gonna demonstrate with my legs crossed, but you do what works best for your child at home. All right, so we're gonna start with our child on one leg, not in the middle, not on both legs, but one leg, and I'm gonna show you why in just a second. All right, here we go. So we're gonna pick kind of a moderato or medium tempo. We're gonna bounce, 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 bounce. Leg over leg as the dog went to Dover. When he got there, whoops, he went over. And you really want to emphasize the whoops. Make that vocal glissando as your child is moving over. And now let's go ahead and do that on the other leg. Here we go. Leg over leg as the dog went to Dover. When he got there, whoops, he went over. And then I would repeat that several more times. Now, if you do have a younger infant that you're doing this with, again, they're outstretched here with your hands behind their head. And instead of doing a very dramatic over, you're kind of more on both of your legs, I would just say, whoops, over, whoops, over. So they're still feeling the word over, but not in such a dramatic way, because again, we want to keep their head and their neck supported. All right, thank you so much. I hope you can incorporate that into your home routines.